Hello, how are you all doing? I'm Barbara Ann. Welcome back to my channel, Straight Out of Context. Thank you to Canceled for sharing this because this is where I got this from. Gypsy Rose Blanchard. She was spending quality time with family. Am I supposed to keep her from family? Am I supposed to keep her all to myself and not socialize her with close family? I have not had her attached to me all of a few hours out of the last month, hardly all the time. Clearly, you are not a mother, because if you were, you would understand how isolating the first month of motherhood is and how becoming a new mother comes with many stressors. And most women lose their self-identity in the first month. So if you're trying to shame me for having a good mental health standing and a wonderful support system, well, then shame on me for being a good mom that takes care of her own mental health enough to where I can go back home, burp her, change her, feed her, sing her lullabies, and put her to bed without having to feel this overwhelming feeling of the stress of how new this experience is. So it continues on, but it's cut off after that bottom sentence. She's claiming mental health. Her baby is not even 2 months old, and she needed a mental health day. That it was her, going to see Post Malone at a concert with a friend who happened to win tickets. It was an exclusive event put on by Bud Light, Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, whatever. Friday in New Orleans, because Super Bowl was being held in New Orleans that Sunday. So she's claiming that it was for her mental health. And also taking this jab. Clearly, you are not a mother, because if you were, you would understand. Yeah, my oldest is almost 22. My youngest is 11. I understand. I think most women are mothers on planet Earth. Most women are mothers and do understand. The difference, I think, that a lot of people didn't commit this heinous crime that you did and are not on parole like you are. And they did not commit adultery like you did and purposely choose to get pregnant. It is what it is. Does Gypsy Rose not deserve to go to a concert or to have her own mental health day or be able to, well, that's the thing with mental health and being a mom. You need a mental health day like every day, because there are stressors and isolating things in your everyday life, and that is going to be the norm forever. You being a mom doesn't stop when your child turns 18 or turns 16 and decides they know what's best for them. Being a mom is forever. It's for life. You're always going to have stressors. When they're young, I've told every mother this, when they're young, it's very physically demanding. You have to hold them, you have to change them, you have to bathe them, you have to feed them, you have to clean them, you have to dress them, all of that. Then it goes to them being a very young kid, and everything is an emotional reaction. It's very emotional. Children are very emotional. Everything is either very happy or very sad or very angry or very tantrum. And then they become teenagers and preteens, where it becomes very mentally draining. It becomes a lot of mental work. And then they grow up and they become parents, and you become a grandparent, and that's all mentally draining. And the cycle continues on, and it doesn't stop. The problem people have with it is that your circumstances are different, because you are never going to be absolved of this very heinous crime that you committed. So you being on parole, you shouldn't be around alcohol. But why is your parole officer giving you special permission to do things that other parolees are not allowed to do? I think a lot of people are bothered by that. I'm not saying my own opinion about that. I'm just saying that's what a lot of people are bothered by. They're also bothered by the fact that your baby's not even 2 months old and you're already doing this, and that you just so freely can separate from her. See, me, just like many other moms, no, there's anxiety just having to go to the grocery store to get the food to feed your kids. I think one of the biggest problems that a lot of people have is the special treatment, the entitlement, the spoiled privilege that is going on here, because other mothers don't have that. I certainly know what it's like to not have a support system, because most of my family, including one of my parents, is deceased, gone. And I don't have a spouse. I don't have somebody that works a job, pays the bills, and does everything for me. That is a luxury. That is a privilege that is denied to many people. And while that's nobody's fault or doing, or nobody else's obligation to fix, there should be some kind of compassion. The thing is, Gypsy, you have been given more and more and more compassion than what you are deserving of. And many times people have, even society and followers have given you a place, a safe space where you can take accountability and really do something great with the platform that you have worked so hard to get in over 9 years. The thing is not you being a mom and needing a mental health day. Yeah, being a mom is isolating. That's the choice you make when you decide to go through with a pregnancy and give birth to a child. You no longer matter. You're never going to matter again. And now you're starting to get a taste of what your mother Dee Dee felt like and what it was like for her having been a mother to you. It's something you don't understand until you're in the shoes and in the experience, living it, having to understand it. But imagine you don't have Ken. Imagine you don't have lifetime money or book money. Imagine you don't have any of that. And you're barely getting $400 a month in child support. And you have a child that is sick, that has 4 different real medical issues, and you can't go to work full time because you are so stressed out about your child's well-being and failure to thrive. Just imagine the stressors that your own mother had went through. That's the thing with having a kid. You don't matter anymore. Your identity's gone. Your identity is now mom. You are now Aurora's mom. You're not Gypsy Rose anymore. And you're never going to be again. That is something all moms struggle with, because that's the reality of choosing to have children. It's just the way that it is. And there are a lot of really horrible mothers out there. There's a lot of really horrible fathers that have the sense of entitlement to just up and leave, or just go be knee deep in their own addictions and their own issues. And unfortunately, the children suffer the consequences, and therefore those children grow up with mental health issues, and they are not contributing in a positive, proactive way to society. That also harms other people. It harms communities, because those kids grow up and have mental health issues, or they have substance use disorder issues. They have alcohol issues. They have not getting an education issues, not having the supports and resources issues. So while I was all for hey, it's cool. She wants to go to a concert. Cool. I'm fine with that. It's great that you have the supports and resources to be able to do that. You have friends that won the tickets that were inviting you. That's great. That's awesome. Concerts are an amazing experience to have. But it also really bothered people that you're doing videos and posting it on Instagram stories, showing yourself instead of showing the person you're there to see. Some people spend a lot of money seeing their favorite artists, like upwards of $1,600 a ticket, if not more. And so there's fees, and there's other things, parking, travel, all of that, a lot of times to see their favorite artist. People don't want to see you looking at yourself at a concert. They want to see Post Malone. They want to see the actual concert. They want to feel like they're experiencing that with you. And yeah, Gypsy Rose, you deserve to have a mental health day, but it's just weird that you need one so soon after having a baby, because a lot of women don't get that. But it's that a lot of women don't and can't just leave their baby and separate from their baby that quickly after giving birth without anxiety. And my children were only with very trusted individuals. And that was to go to the grocery store to get food to feed them, or take them to doctor's appointments, or take them to dental appointments, or myself to go to a doctor. And that, a lot of times they were with me. So I think that's what a lot of people don't understand. You're not a better mother because you take care of your mental health. you should be in a mentally good place before you decide to have a child with somebody.